what burns my tail, pardon my French, is all these Indians whining about how they didn't get a square deal, blah, blah, blah. Of course, the real story on the Indians, and it's all in the book, is that they were brought over here in the 1830s and 40s to work on the railroads.
I always thought that they were here before we were.
No. That's a lot of liberal hogwash, although you'd be surprised at how many people believe it. No, you see, the railroad companies were looking for cheap labor to build the tracks across the West, so they brought over these Indians, just like they brought over the Irish and Chinese for the same purpose.
They came from India?
Malaya, actually. There was a civil war there. The so-called Indians were actually Malayan refugees, but the American press of that time made a mistake, referred to them as Indians, and the name stuck. It's just one of those little flukes of history. Anyway, unlike all these other immigrants, and I should include here also for the sake of comparison, the Germans and the Italians and the Jews who, like the Indians, immigrated here in the 19th century. Unlike all these other nationalities, the Indians went wild once they got over here. They're very, very strange behavior, bizarre things they did. They took to running around half naked and wearing feathers in their hair and painting themselves all over different colors and whooped and did rain dances and God knows what. They didn't mix in. They didn't become part of the great American melting pot. Oh, well, you second and third generation Irish who were becoming cops and politicians and whatever, making sure their kids got a decent education. The Indians were still wearing moose teeth around their neck. I mean, you probably think I made that up, but it's true. They actually wore moose teeth around their neck. I mean, it's small wonder no one wanted them living next door. So finally, of course, the government had to step in and set aside special land for them to live on, where they could act just as weird as they wanted to and not be a nuisance.
I had no idea.
Now, you see, now, century and a half later, they've wised up, begun to dress like real people and behave themselves, want to get back into construction work, but as far as I'm concerned, it's a little late.
And you've written a book on all this called Super Chief by Martin Kochler, published by Orion Press. Okay, the switchboard is lit up, and I'm going to...
Excuse me, I just want to mention one thing. There was this tribe, as they like to be called, of Indians who settled up in Oregon near the Klamath River, and they used woodpecker scalps as money. No, but I'm serious. I mean, you think beads are bad. Woodpecker scalps, good Lord, what's on their minds,
It's incredible.
It's all in the book. I'd like to see what Marlon Brando would say if some Hollywood movie producer paid him off in woodpecker scalps. I think that might change his tune a bit.
Well, I don't doubt it.